So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, I'm Steve Marion, your host for Digital Dialogues, and my guest today is Fazle Sobhan, the general manager at Marriott's Hotels. How are you today, Fazle?
I'm great. Thank you for the nice introduction.
Yes,
Honor to
yes.
be with you today.
It is my pleasure. Thank you so much. Let's get this thing started. Where do you hail from? Where did you start from?
I was born in brought up in different culture and nation and everything. I was in Bangladesh, let me put it this way. So I came to America, JFK port of entry. I started working in the computer department. But again, everybody is not right for every job. Every player is not fit for every position. So same thing. I wasn't enjoying my data processing in computer department, sitting in a cubic hall kind of stuff. Mentally, physically, I felt I'm in prison, honestly. So I couldn't do it. Being a ex-professional player and everything back home, I want to keep moving. I want to move. I don't like to sit in one place for a long time. So after 4.5, less than 5 months, I left that, joined the Marriott. That's how my career started actually as a night auditor. I was fortunate, definitely. And again, I grew up in different cultures. So we have a different discipline, different work ethic and everything. And that's probably my strength, I will say, because my boss always noticed that, recognized me for that, and promoted me for my contribution. So from night audit, my boss promoted to supervisor to night MOD. Then my boss went to the Manhattan city. He pulled me there also. I worked with him. That's how it goes actually, promotion after promotion. And then I was fortunate to meet a lot of good GM, other staff such as Gene Cohen, Dan Flannery, Robert Ulrich. They became my mentor and not just boss. They advised me so many good things, and I keep it just like a soft clay. You can put any shape you can do you want to, but once the clay is hard, you won't be able to give a new shape. So I try to be like a sponge, absorb as much I can. I try to be soft clay, give me a good shape. But yeah, in my path, I have met few manager. I won't say they're leader, they're manager that I promised myself not to be like them. Same token, I have seen many majority of the leaders. I said, I just pray, say, I want to be just like him or just like her, how she managed or he managed the organization, the talk to the employee. It's like one of them. No arrogancy, there's nothing. So humble. I like that part. But holding people accountable at the same time. Again, different property. I've been in hotel industry for almost 30 years now. Different property. Majority of the property I have moved because my ex-boss is there now and he wants me join him or her. So that's how it started.
Nice, very nice. So, can you share like your journey from managing food and beverage outlets to becoming a general manager at Marriott Hotels?
Well, it didn't happen overnight, obviously.
Mhm.
As I said, from accounting department auditing to front office, daily customer interaction. Then one of my GM, Mike Rod, and he said, Fazal, you have to go to food and beverage. You need to have that under your belt if you want to climb the ladder. So he was open to me, and I said, you know what? I have nothing to lose. And he's the one who told me, you have nothing to lose. You already know the operation area for office, housekeeping, that kind of area. You know that. But why don't you learn something else? And I promised to help you out. He did, actually. I was so nervous, but I went to food and beverage and I enjoyed it eventually. It's a two different aspect of operation. Front office, you deal with more of guest complaint and a whole bunch of craziness, other stuff. But then you go home, but still you think because yes, you resolve the problem, but it may not have ended. The night shift, the overnight shift, and the early morning shift, are they going to follow up with this thing? The guest will be still remain satisfied. It's an ongoing trail. So next day you go as a leader and you said, I need to talk to the guest to make sure he's still happy. And follow up. And you don't know, you keep your finger crossed, hopefully everything went well. On the other hand, food and beverage, everything goes, it's a fast pace, it goes smooth down. But if there's an issue, you take care of it right away. And the good thing is, you don't go home thinking what happened. Is he happy? Is he going to come back to? It's just new day. Next day is brand new, everything new. It's a two different operation, but then food and beverage is more details oriented kind of presentation and a whole bunch of stuff. It's not that you just eat, that's a 50%. 50% is right here, how you see the presentation. So it's a lot of things, and then a lot of people's contribution, final presentation to the guest, the chef and a whole bunch of stuff, the server, waiters, bartender, and then the busboy, everybody has some kind of contribution to the product. Because I have done rooms area, food and beverage, so I have a respect for every employee that works throughout the hotel, including a housekeeper, because I was in San Francisco. I was a director there. They had it's a union city, you know that. So they had a strike. So all the managers are required to go and do anything and everything with schedule. So I opened the restaurant morning time, only buffet, nothing, because we cannot afford to have a la carte menu. There's no one to cook the food. So we have chef just cook the food and we buffet. 11 o'clock close, I clean up the whole thing, ready for next day, 1 hour break, go eat something, and then go start cleaning the room. Believe me, I have cleaned 10 rooms a day while the strike was on. It's the toughest job I've ever done. It's not fun, but you have to love your job, otherwise you won't survive in hotel industry. So I did that part also with other manager doing 10 room, 7 room, 8 room, whatever we can do. That's why I have respect for every job, every employee that works in the hotel industry. And that's why when I became a GM and had the opportunity for my ex-boss pulled me and say, hey, I need you with this property to run. I couldn't say no. I went there. It was a beautiful property and everything, but I have a different respect. I'm very humble. I hold people accountable, but the same token, I'm one of them. No one is better than other. We are all equal. So that's how you gain respect. Don't demand for respect. You gain respect automatically once you know how to respect other people also.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My mother actually was a housekeeper for about 25 years
Wow.
at the Holiday Inn in Philadelphia many years ago.
I know Philadelphia was there 12 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm everywhere. I was in New York,
Yes.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, San Francisco, back to Atlanta, Huntsville, Alabama. Like I'm everywhere.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Now, as a general manager, how do you ensure that facilities management contributes to both operational efficiency and guest satisfaction?
These are very critical and important position or responsibility for a person. You have to have a great, as a hotel wise, I'm saying, you have to have a great chief engineer. Otherwise, a lot of things will not be taken care of, such as preventive maintenance is a key component for your success and ongoing success. If you don't have a preventive maintenance, it's going to cost you more money because you take care of the equipment and everything every quarter, every month, whatever it needs, the schedule wise. So you don't end up getting a huge heat like HVAC went down completely, chiller went down, that kind of stuff. You cannot afford to have that. So yeah, it is, as a general manager, the facility management is a critical component of both operational efficiency and the guest satisfaction. So it is important. And then again, I'll say there is a 3 main pillar. Number 1, proactive maintenance and upkeep. What I just said, preventive maintenance. And again, number 2 is guest centric approach. Okay, and then the last one is a team collaborations and training. Training is ongoing improvement. You got to keep the people training. New idea, new system, they have to know what's going on. I'm just going to give a small example. If you track those things, and room 520 has an ongoing plumbing issue. Every other day or every day there's an issue. New guest comes, they complain. Maybe you need to go and replace that. Otherwise, you're just fixing, not working. Maybe there's a major issue there. Plunger is not going to work every day. So there's something else is there. So you have to dig in further to find out why I have 15 or 20 complaints this month from the same room. But need some homework need to be done. And you have to do analyze to find out what's the issue, how can we resolve that, we don't have the ongoing issue then. And that's how it's important. It is very important thing. And the chief engineer need to stay top of this game.
Sure. Great. Now, actually, that's a great segue into my next question. You spoke about preventive maintenance. So what software solution do you use for facilities management?
One of my property use Hot Sauce is called. It tracks everything.
Sauce.
Hot Sauce, you probably heard this name, Hot Sauce. If there's an issue, very good, nice. Engineering automatically will get it in the system, cell phone, room number, what's the issue and everything. They will acknowledge that, yep, I got it. They'll finish it as a job completed. But system also keep track. What's the issue? What happened? It's a detail long. I can spend hours talking about that. This is a beautiful system, hot sauce. Also, the other property that I work, they use GXP, same computer database. They track everything, the issue, how long it's taking to resolve the issue, the tracking. And also, it gives you a manager or general manager to have a meeting with the department and say, why are you guys taking that much time to resolve the issue? Your average time of response is this much. Brand standard is this much. What's going on? What will it take? And again, throw back to them. Say, what will it take to bring your response time lower to recommended time? What is holding you? Help me out. They will give you. Some people may not talk. Some people will give you. The only thing is when they say something, less value, and this fix it, implement it, whatever it takes. So they cannot say, oh, I don't have the tools. They have to have the tools to do the job.
Yes. Now, and that's interesting, but something that I found even more interesting about your profile, as someone who speaks 5 languages, hard for me to have wrap my mind around that, considering I only speak 1 and barely.
Very
How
well.
has this skill helped you in managing multicultural teams and addressing international guest needs?
That does help. And again, no offense to anybody. Research shows the people who are bilingual, multiple language type, they are more intellectual. The reason the brain cell work faster because it has to translate and answer that kind of stuff.
Sure.
For me, because I traveled few country also and lived and worked in different country also, so I ended up learning the language. I didn't have a choice that time because people that I deal with in hotel don't speak English. Even though I was speaking broken English, now English is my second language, but then was worse. But still, I had to learn their language. I do speak again. The people who was born in Southeast Asian country, they do know I'm not the only one. My wife also speak like 5, 6 language, that kind of stuff. Yeah, my daughter was born in America, speaks 4 languages. I know, crazy because the
Very
culture.
nice. Yeah.
We are influenced by what we look, see their media and other stuff, TV, all bunch of stuff, different language. We learn the language. Mother tongue is one language. Neighboring country that we are influenced with, they learn other language. And I traveled to Middle East, so I end up learning their language also. And in America, I also speak broken English. There was a time I was at the Marquis, I believe. There's a family came to have a lunch, I believe. And then this mother does not speak English at all, but trying to order. And we gave them the menu, unfortunately. So I had to help. The server came, can you help me out? So I went and talked to her. And I forgot many words because I don't practice all the time now. So if you don't practice, you will forget. Mother tongue, you will never forget. But the language you have just learned, you'll forget if you don't practice. So I was able to translate her and she told me and I understand. I gave the order to her. She was so happy with the family. So yeah, it does help actually to talk to the people who might need little help here and there.
Yeah, I'm sure the server got an extra tip.
I don't know that part, but I hope she did.
So in your opinion, how is the role of facilities management evolving in the hospitality industry?
Facility manager, it does, because remember now the people are trending with the green initiative, that kind of stuff. So every day there is a new things comes, recycling, this, that. We have implemented, it's called BSA audit, if I can jump in there. BSA means brand standard audit, BSA. So we lost some point because we didn't have the required recycling process in the guest room also. You have to have normal trash and the recycling things. So facility manager has to stay top of those things to make sure we are compliant with those requirements. So we are required to enter our invoice or the amount of water we are wasting or using, the electricity and everything, including irrigation outside, into the system. So that helps the other company to see how much we are recycling, what we're doing, are we compliant? And they'll say, you know what, I'll go to that property because the environment, they do this and X, Y, and Z, and it does. And we're required to enter those information into the system.
Oh, okay. And what trends do you see shaping the future of hotel operations and facilities management over the next decade?
AI and other stuff is trending. People expectations much higher, you
Mhm.
know, because they're hard earning money. They want to make sure they're getting good return. We use learn process. If there's an issue, LEARN, and everybody who works with the hotel industry probably knows. Learn is you have to listen to the people without interruption. Remember, God has given you 2 ears and one mouth. So the best things to do, listen twice as much more than you talk. And then listen without interruption. E for empathize. Empathize the guests. Do not interrupt. Do not sympathize. They don't care about your sympathy. Empathize to make sure you are on the same page. They understand you. A for apology. Make sure you apologize for the inconvenience they are going through. Then R for react. Do whatever he has to do to resolve this issue, fix it, call the engineering to go fix it, notify, let your manager know, let the engineering know to do this thing, whatever. So LEARN, listen, empathize, apology, react, notify. That's the process actually
Nice.
in any given situation. And believe me, between you and me, you can apply that to your kids, to your wife, and everything. When they're complaining and talking, just listen. Empathize, apology. Doesn't matter whose fault. Happy wife, happy life.
Yes. And let me ask you this, Fazle, because again, one of the reasons, probably the biggest reason to do this podcast is we want to educate and to inspire. If you could share one piece of advice with aspiring professionals in facilities or hospitality management, what would it be?
Well, one of my GM, she became a VP of the organization. She told me a long time ago in New York, she said, Fazil, remember, 98% of the people are good. The statistic may change, but that's the statistic. She gave it to me. 2% of the people may lie or trying to take advantage of you because they want something free. Do not change your behavior just because 2% of the people. Stay positive, be nice, humble, respectful to everybody. Believe me, 98%, you don't know who are those 98%. So stay positive, a smile, which is priceless and it's contagious, smile. Stay positive, do whatever you have to do to take care of. Think they are your family member. This is because they left their house. This is the home I have from home, the hotel.
Yes.
So treat them like your guest, treat them their family member, respect, love, do whatever you have to do to take care of the situation. That's when, still, I believe, as you can see, almost 25, 30 years ago, she told me, and I still remember that.
Yes. Yes.
But also, you have to remember when you became a leader, there's a definition between manager and leader. Manager, da, da, da. Yeah, people will do it because they need this job because they have families to support.
Sure.
As soon as they have an opportunity, they'll leave because the way you treat them is not right, like a manager. Leaders lead by example. Be a leader so the people can follow you. And if I may, not to brag about myself, when I opened two property in Atlanta, two new property, one property we have done a job fair. It's a new property. So we had almost 70 some people came, which is great, just right after the COVID.
Mm.
And out of 70 some, I believe close to 50 or something came just because I posted in social media that we are hiring. There's a job fair on this day. So I was a director of operation and my GM was saying, Fazal, what's going on? They're all coming and looking for you. I'm saying, well, I know them. They used to work with me. Did you invite them? I'm saying, no, I didn't know they're coming in, but which is good. I'm glad they're coming in. I did post in the social media, so they saw and they're coming. My humble request to all the young generation, be humble, respectful, treat them the way you want to be treated, inspect what you expect, that kind of stuff, but be humble.
Yes.
People will come to you when there's a crisis in your area, you need the help, they say, hey guys, I need this X, Y, and Z. You will not believe how many people raise their hands, say, I want to come and help you out, I want to do this, because you left some impression previously. So that's why they knows who you are and they want to work with you again.
Got it. No, pearls of wisdom. Pearls of wisdom. Who's your favorite soccer team?
Oh boy, Liverpool.
All right. All right.
Liverpool, because Salah is playing there. I like Salah's performance in game and everything, and Liverpool is the team. But if I may jump in, remember I said not everybody is right for every job, and people has another thing. People has talent You just have to, as a leader, you have to find out what's that person's talent and utilize that talent into the right place. For example, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, two different superstars. Some people think Messi is the best player in the world. Some people think
Yes.
no, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT, which is the best player in the world. Messi is God gifted, by born is talented, okay? And he was developed by the right system. So he played in Barcelona, surrounded by the all superstar, everything. He did great, but when he went to Paris to play, he didn't. Could they do a good job? He didn't have that structure there. But again, he's good. I don't want to say anything negative. Messi is good, but Cristiano Ronaldo is a great player, but he's a result of what's called hard working and dedication. And he's an awesome player, the best player I've seen in my life. So honestly,
Yeah, I was going to say, and he's got a huge fan in Fazle
oh my
Sobhan.
God, yeah.
All right, all right. Listen, I can't tell you how much I really appreciate you joining us today, Fazle. It's been my great pleasure having you as a guest. I look forward to talking with you more in the future. But again, thank you very much for joining me here on Digital Dialogues. I hope you have a great rest of your day.